Thumbs up.
Can we hear? Are we live?
Yeah.
Gary, can you hear me? Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Amy, would you like to call roll, please?
Yes, Frank Baptist. Steve Brown. Allison Birch. Bill Eldridge.
Here.
Elgin Hamner. Luke Moody.
Here.
Greg Shin.
Okay, thank you. We have a quorum. So let's move on to the statement of FOIA compliance. I affirm that I have not engaged in any prohibited discussions, deliberation, or polling regarding any item on this meeting's agenda outside of a properly noticed and open meeting in compliance with the Arkansas Freedom of Information Act as amended by Act 505 of the year 2025. So, Amy, if you could.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
Steve Brown. Allison Birch. Bill Eldridge.
Yes.
Elgin Hamner. Luke Moody.
Yes.
And Greg Shin.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the meetings from the July meeting that are in your packet.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as read.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so next on the agenda is the financial reports from Mandy and Jordan. Mandy?
Okay, thank you. So the first one is the bank account balances. If you'll notice that the A&P Collections General ended the month of July with $25,448.73. Again, this is our sweep account where all of our collections from our area businesses go into this account, and then it's divvied up into the next several accounts. $10,000 a month goes into the A&P Small Project Checking. That ended the month with $642. Oh, let me say that again. $681,642.15. $18,000 a month goes into the A&P General Operating Checking. It ended July with $176,139.02. And $10,000 also goes into the Benton Focus Group Checking, which is now the RV Park Checking. That ended July with $85,103.32. The remainder of the collections for the month go into the A&P Large Project Checking. That ended the month with $649,306.16. The two additional accounts have to do with the Benton Event Center. The General Operating Checking ended July with $458,500.71. And the savings account, which ended the month with $546,054.95. If you will go on to the next page, which is our collections report by businesses, business type, you'll see that we ended the month with $195,821.52. That is a 6% decrease when compared with 2025 collections. If you'll see for 24 collections, it's about $5,000 more than what we collected then. Overall, that's pretty consistent with our other months, is about $200,000 is what we normally bring in. As far as our delinquencies are concerned, we do have quite a few that are delinquent. Again, this is a pass-through from the customer to the city. Several of these, since we posted it, they actually have paid their A&P taxes for the previous months that they were delinquent.
Okay, any questions for Mandy? Okay, thank you, Mandy. We'll move on to Jordan.
All right, you should have before you the statement of assets, liabilities, and equity as of July 31st. See the four accounts I reconcile, they total $1,228,914.31. And then payable to the Department of Finance and the City of Benton, we have sales tax in the amount of $730.62 due. Turn to the next page, you'll find the A&P's profit and loss statement for the month of July. The revenue collected in the amount of $18,461.67. Expenses paid of $21,758.63 for a net loss of $3,296.96. Turn to the next page, you'll find the A&P's profit and loss statement for the 7 months ending July 31st. Total revenue collected of $128,069.46. Operating expenses of $114,871.50 for an operating income of $13,197.96. We did transfer the unused funding from last year out, $14,820.04, creating a net loss of $1,622.08, still ahead of the projected budgeted loss for the 7-month period ending July. Turn to the next page, you'll find the Event Center's profit and loss statement for the month of July. Total revenue collected of $39,932.57. This is actually $5,000 under what was anticipated. That $5,000 was collected in early August, so it was a good month even without that. See, the expenses totaled $53,436.29, creating a net loss of $13,503.72, roughly $3,100 ahead of budget for what was budgeted for this month of July. And $10,000 was transferred from the checking account to the savings account, as we do each month. See, the next page is the Event Center's profit and loss statement for the 7 months ending July 31st. Total revenue collected equals $325,074.14, $18,000 more than budget. And then operating expenses of $311,698.11, $12,000 ahead of budget, resulting in a net income of $13,376.03, roughly $5,500 ahead of budget. Then you see the capital expenditures, which was the lighting control system of $66,992.47 for a net loss of $53,616.44. And 7 installments of $10,000 have been moved to savings to date. And finally, you turn to the next page, you'll find the focus group's profit and loss statement for the month of July. It received $10,212.61 of revenue. And then the final page, 7 months to date, the focus group has collected $80,986.80 of revenue. And then it paid out the $800,000 payment for the RV park project, resulting in that net loss of $719,013.20.
Okay, any questions for Jordan?
Make a motion, we accept the financial report.
All in favor? Oh, Mandy, one thing I meant to ask about was the sale of the property.
Yes, we did receive that check and we put it into the A&P large.
Okay, and then,
We did. So you'll be able to see that in the next financials,
okay,
because it was received in August.
gotcha. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's move on to the next item is funding. We have the Royal Players second reading and vote. Okay, we do have the listing here of the current funding. We've done this requested and approved funding in your packets.
Have we had any more current requests coming in that we know of? Okay.
I guess that's a no.
Yeah, she said no. Yeah, no, there is no other further request at this moment. And with us pushing into September's meeting, I don't expect there to be a lot left in the calendar year, because we've already got Old Fashioned Day and the county fair and rodeo on the books. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind this. We've got the money there this year, but without the last bit of funding lack of funding requests coming in, and we're restructuring everything next year, so we'll be kind of starting with a fresh, clean slate anyway. So, does anybody else have any thoughts about it before I make a motion of any sort?
Initially brought forth, but again, we just wanted to ensure we had enough funding to go around for all of the events that potentially might apply. Just historically, Amy, there's probably nothing else big ticket that we should look for. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody else
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the $6,512 to the Royal Players.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? A motion carries. Okay. Okay, let's move on next to the Benton Event Center report from Nikki, and a couple items on there. One of them, we don't list it here, but it's something that we needed to discuss.
Yes. Okay, so in front of you, you have your report ending August 12th. At the end of our last meeting in July, we had 1,076,289. Over the last almost 30 days, we had 15 events. Some I'd like to highlight. The first one is the Masonic Youth Convention. This is something that we've held for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. This is the DeMolays, which is the boys' youth organization, the Rainbow Girls, which is the girls. They were with us. We had around 900 attendees. Next year, they are going to split those two conventions up, and I know for sure, I've confirmed that we will have the Rainbow Girls. Then you'll see we had the Arkansas Legislative Audit. They were there for 3 days, 560. If you'll go down a little ways, at the end of July, we had the Benton Chamber Bingo, and we had 1,074 people. Right after that, we had the Arkansas Retro Expo, around 800 people, and we are currently looking at dates to have them come back in, and they did rent the entire facility. Then after that, the next day we had Duck Duck Goose, and they had their 7-day run, and they had a very good sale with over 8,400 people in attendance. And then we had Junior Auxiliary of Saline County had their bingo night, and they had 650 people. So 15 events, 13,714 people, bringing us to 1,090,003 people. So. Okay, one item that we need to discuss, Matt's going to show you a picture. Bill and I and Gary have been in discussions with Baxter. We need to have a designated spot for anyone that is either coming to canvass for signatures, or also if we were to have an event where we had any protesters. We need to designate a spot so that not only myself and my staff know where they are allowed to be, but also that's something that we can pass along to the Benton Police Department. So after discussion, you'll see the map up on the screens. The red line at the top, that is where our parking lot meets Tinseltown's parking lot. And you will see on the right-hand side, the red square. There is one parking spot over there. There is a tree and kind of a little island right there. That is also the secondary entrance into the parking lot, and we are going to have that. We're going to have that striped off and noted as no parking. This will, allow them a spot, and then also won't really be intrusive into if someone is renting the entire facility in, like, as far as parking and things like that. So any questions about that?
This is actually, how many times in the history of the event center have we had something?
We have had 4 instances, and 2 were protesters and 2 were canvassers looking for signatures. So,
Actually, a pretty rare occurrence.
Right.
We do have this, so.
But it's good to be proactive and be ready, so if it's very
yes,
situations.
yes.
I mean,
They also have that public sidewalk up there along the road up above the rock wall.
yeah.
Right.
That one of those 4 people actually, peacefully protested up on that sidewalk.
Yes.
During that one event that was hosted at the event center. So it's a good plan.
Right.
We gave it a lot of thought.
Nothing we have to make a motion for, it's
No,
just, this is more.
Just
just a-
more of an information. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
already
understand.
been put in place on that.
The second thing is I have asked Lieutenant Dustin Ham to come and kind of go over a project that we're having. It's a drone project that the Benton Police has at the event center. So.
Hi there, I'm Lieutenant Dustin Ham with the Benton Police Department. Thanks for having me today. I'm going to show you what our drone project is. We're in the very early stages, but answer any questions and stuff that you guys may have. Basically, we've partnered with Brink to run their responder drones. It's a drone as first responder program. We will have an official press release going out either later this week or maybe a little bit later in the month, as well as a public press event where people can come out. We'll be happy to answer questions, show them the drone, as well as doing maybe a live event, basically a demo of how this is going to benefit the citizens, of the city here. It's been a project we've been working on for a few months now, and I think it's going to be very, very beneficial for all the citizens in Benton. Basically, we have 3 locations that we're going to be putting them at, or that we have put them at. One is the top of the police department, another one on the event center itself, and then another one at Station 5, which is the Highway 5 substation, police and fire substation out there. It covers roughly 73% of the city as it's stationed now. If the program's successful, we hope to add additional stations throughout the city to get full coverage in the future. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, just in general, basically a call for service would come in, say it's a shoplifting, or say it's a missing child, or potentially an overdose or something where Narcan may be available. That call would be dispatched just like any other normal call. It's not going to affect anything about how our personnel responds, other than getting them information quicker, sooner, that dispatch may not be able to have because they won't have eyes on the ground. So that call will come out. One of our drone operators, we are all Part 107 certified. We'll launch that drone. We have a beyond visual line of sight waiver that'll allow us to fly that drone to the scene. We could be anywhere within 2 miles in under 2 minutes, roughly around 70 seconds. So let's say, for example, you had a shoplifting at Retro Road. We launched the police department's drone, we go ahead and use the intel dispatcher, maybe get out of the suspect, start following the suspect, whereas before, we could rely strictly on the information from the officer in Kansas, but also maybe it could be right here, quick response time from the beginning, or they could be further down Edison, or maybe over Riverside or somewhere within that time. It really may not apply to those. I know there are some concerns with the phone and stuff that probably have a stuff like that. These like drones that are leaving Kansas, they're only going to all the service. They're not going to lose out control. They've been launched to go straight to the scene, and they can get over to and follow suspect. Hopefully get better and quicker outcome. It could be a shoplifter, it's probably low contact. It could be maybe somebody overdose and the soccer. We go one of our camps, we also have the Phoenix lay on, so we can walk over those.
Oh, wow.
On how to get you in our so a lot of great benefits there. It's got thermals, it's the children, it's the person. A lot of times you see a lot more from the 200 foot than you can with the ones. I know where we had this state police not often go over the head of another event that mentioned it in the small area. They look from providing ASPs, air warning, get up, get over to the back of the several really good. So a lot of benefits. I think that we're not going live until about Labor Day week. Anybody have any questions? So our plan is to maybe try to audition them, see if they would do a little bit of building. But one of the areas we don't have coverage is out in the CPC. I say we don't have coverage, the drone is operating on the gun seat on part of the range in the facility. So they'll be able to fly around. 2 mile radius, mainly at the bottom, means they can play there, Michigan City, and they're turn the phone. So if you go out further rather than have to fly around and turn, would be extremely big. Something bad.
So I just want to make sure I understand. So on top of the event center, because we weren't aware this was going on, y'all have placed like a port or something that it lands in and recharges its batteries, which is hooked up to the power supply at the event center?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a station, a station 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet. And it's got doors that open the road, and it goes to strong, the off-road, and the units.
Okay,
About $15 an hour.
okay, okay. Okay. Just want everybody to understand what this was.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So. And like that, and like this.
I get the average. Now, when you said that, you said it could distribute the Narcan, like it could,
Yes, so it has the ability to payloads. This particular drone can only do payloads of up to 1.8 pounds.
right?
They have a larger drone that's coming out later in the year, which we're interested in, it's called the Guardian, this is called the Responder. It can carry up to 10 pounds and 2 separate payloads. Basically, in theory, this could do life preservers, AEDs, that sort of thing. More or less, it's going to be like EpiPens, Narcan we stays on it pretty much all the time. And because of the payload, the more you add to it, the more weight you increase lifetime, as well as drag and stuff like that, right? Yeah, this is all it is. It's got our this graphics on it. This gimbal is connected to all stuff on it. So the payload was connected to here. And that's controlled through our operating system, which is through it's all or by controller, in one screen actually. The payload was attached here, and then we just activate that payload. So obviously within safe parameters and stuff like that. Obviously won't rock out some of the head, but Narcan is not super heavy at all. That big on pouch, it'll be basically a piece of plastic that has 2 of them, and then 2 doses that are pretty standard for purposes. Same thing we don't carry in our
How many drones, to cover that roughly 70%, how many drones we all have?
So we have 3, and that gets us 73% with large overlap. If you look at our crime analytics, see how long it stays on for. If you look at our crime lab analytics, our heat map and stuff is primarily the military central area of Benton is probably our largest crime or calls for, I shouldn't say crime, but calls for service. So our PD and the event center drones overlap that area fairly well. We reach out to close to, if you go down Gatton there, probably about halfway down Gatton, like Shady, maybe a little past Shady, South Shady there. We get out to past, or right at Sunset Lake, just past Sunset Lake is kind of the PD circle. So 2 mile, if you think of a 2 mile radius from each location is really what our coverage is. So the 4th would be really beneficial if we get one out, say, like on top of Buc-ee's.
with the schools out there too. It's a good tool.
Last question, bro. What's the cost?
So right now, it's actually free to us for a week.
Okay.
Then after that, the contract is basically, But
that covers the system entirely, not like a drone. It's, right, with the landing, where it charges, they just kind of like a contract, and they take care of that.
yeah, so they go to the staging, if something's happening, this, obviously, we have can't fly or no person. Yeah, in addition to, like, we have 4 days of this, where I can fly in this one. But that comes basically, work under insurance.
Right.
So if we go to fly life saving, there is a tornado, we absolutely have to get out front of this thing or something, whatever it may be, for example, and we can crash it on the systems. And we are crashing all the time.
They're gonna start questioning. Let's go back to training.
What you see on the top there, actually, there's so, so basically, we're looking at feet, parachute, and order failure, or that, they'll pop that chute,
That's fair. Thanks for answering that. That's awesome.
Actually, we'll have a president, probably, so,
Okay.
you have any questions?
Okay. Any questions? Okay, we good? Okay. Okay, let's move on to the marketing report from Rachel.
Or packet, you can see your marketing report. So the first thing I want to talk about is I am planning on doing a paid social media campaign for next week to coincide with Buc-ee's opening. So there's a feature on Facebook and Instagram where you can drop a location pin. So you can drop a location pin and do like a 1 mile or 2 mile radius around Buc-ee's. And kind of push your ads to that location at a certain time. So I'm going to be running ads on Monday when Buc-ee's opens, the week Buc-ee's. And also to our new video.
He's like, it's not gonna stop.
Turn it on.
Yeah, it's on. Okay,
It's on.
it's on. So you'll see that if you go to Bucky's, if you open Facebook or Instagram next week, you should see our ad. And it'll
Okay.
push you to either the Restaurant Week page or some page on our website. So I'm going to kind of track that for a month and see how it performs, kind of change out some of the photos and the ad copy, and then of course boost the ones that are performing better. So that will be really interesting. Also, if you see on our numbers on Facebook and Instagram, I made a little Wright's Barbecue video and got to interview and catch the two people who were first in line. They were from Malvern and Hot Springs. They got there Monday at 9 a.m. to wait in line for Wright's to open. So I got to do a fun video with them. And if you see the numbers at the bottom, the post on those reached, almost 150,000 people. So everyone's just really excited. I don't know about y'all, but you can really feel the momentum right now. So I'm trying to capitalize on that. And then also we have a chance, if you look at the second page, I think in your report, you'll see a print ad that looks like this in your packet.
Mhm.
Okay. This book, this is the Arkansas Travel Guide. So this was from last year. And if you were to pick this up from last year, you wouldn't even know that we were a city. So I think we definitely need to be represented in this year, especially with Bucky's opening, all the opportunities that are happening. This magazine, 400,000 copies of it. If someone requests an Arkansas travel guide, this is what they send to them. It's in all of the Arkansas state parks, the welcome centers, and partner locations in state and for neighboring states. So it's really heavily distributed. This also qualifies for Heart of Arkansas funds. So they will match this 50%. So I made a little mock-up for you to see kind of what I'm thinking. The cost is $3,525. We do have room left in the marketing budget for this, so it would not be an additional expense. We have plenty left, so we wouldn't need to approve anything additional. But that would be the cost of that. This is actually called an itinerary page, and you're able to put up to 5 or 6 pictures on it. They also have an option of just a regular full page ad, but in a regular full page ad, you can only choose one image.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so that's why I lean this direction, because you can really showcase a lot of options. And this is just a mock-up. I have until September 30th, so I can get with the marketing committee on what exactly we want the copy and the images to be. But I think it's important to be represented in this. Also, just in the tourism world and in the Heart of Arkansas, Central Arkansas area, make sure that we're in there. So do y'all have any questions on that or any feedback on that ad? Anything?
That sounds like a great idea, Rachel.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Okay. And they are stopping taking brochures, so that's another reason to do it. They're not going to take, the welcome centers are not taking brochures anymore.
Trifold.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Because one thing with Arkansas Tourism, they combine their website with state. So their website has been consolidated and it's going to reach a lot more people. They're doing a lot to try to drive more people to their website. So,
Okay.
Awesome. Total cost was 30, is that our total cost or, okay, so total cost is like 7
yes.
and the state, was like, yeah, that's what, I just want to clarify that.
Yes. Yes.
That's our
Yeah, so they're
portion.
paying half of it.
But they-
Correct. Yes.
states would be
Mhm.
less. Okay.
The way it works is they actually pay 100% and then they invoice for us for half.
Right. Wonderful. That-
That's
make
excellent.
sure that was-
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've also put in another thing. I kind of talked to Matt. They also have event funds through Heart of Arkansas, kind of a bucket of that, which is separate. And I have put in for Small Town Christmas to see if we can get any of those matching funds for Small Town Christmas. We'll see. So I'll keep you posted on that and how it works. So this is kind of my first, we did one small ad with them for Small Town Christmas last year. So we'll see what all we can do this year.
Awesome. Okay. Any questions for Rachel? Okay. Thank you, Rachel. We'll look forward
Okay.
to next week and all the good stuff.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We'll move on to next item on the agenda, development of exit 114 property. Of course, we all know what Monday's bringing, and will be the center of attention in the entire state of Arkansas next week. So should be pretty fun. We have some, and maybe the mayor can kind of give us an update of all the dignitaries that are coming and anything of that nature. But would you like to? Would you like to just comment on the opening of Buc-ee's next week? Any dignity? Excellent. Okay. Awesome. So I heard Luke's gonna be down there at midnight.
Well, what I was thinking is, are we getting, I love fit tank tops to wear? It's gonna be hot. Come on, Mayor.
I'll probably park over on the temporary parking lot on the RV grounds that we have. Is there any update on the RV park? Okay, okay. So we look forward to getting that, and that way we can proceed with the project. So, okay, just an exciting time, Mayor. Thank you. So. Okay, great times. Okay, let's move on now to old business. We have the funding policies and application that will go into effect next January is in your packet. We've met on this several times. Baxter's reviewed, agrees, likes our draft. So this is our final discussion and vote. One of the main things that we put in place, of course, is the funding, where we've allocated 70% of the total funding budget will generally be considered for events that have previously received funding, and 30% of the total funding budget will generally be considered for events that have never received funding. We want to encourage new events coming to Benton. And once again, this is for advertising and promotion of the event. The current annual funding budget for the A&P Commission is $50,000. The A&P Commission reserves the right to reallocate funds from either pool based upon the number and type of request received annually. These percentages are targets only and do not guarantee any level of funding to any applicant. All awards are discretionary and subject to the availability of funds. So that's one of the big points that we have in this. We wanted to have that kind of clarified. So y'all have all received, Amy mailed this out for y'all's reviews. So do we have any questions? Okay. Okay. So once again, this will go in effect January 1st of 2027, just a few months down the road. So I guess we need to approve this.
I make a motion, we approve.
Okay. All in favor of the new funding policy? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, new business, we just have the next meeting date is September 9th. Do we have, one thing I did want to mention, under other business is, there were some questions about the publication of our delinquencies on social media this past week. And I have a copy of the delinquency policy of 2000, revised in June 25th of 2018. I just wanted to read the one section that covers the posting of delinquencies. You know, at this time, the name of delinquent accounts in the status we have is business name published in the Sling Courier and on social media. So that has been a policy of the commission since the revision in 2018. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clarified for the commission and the public. Any questions on that? Okay, any comments from the audience? Okay. You're up, Luke.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All in favor? Any opposed? Yeah, well,
And I make a motion, we get different lights.
okay. We are adjourned.